Using the de-trigger process. Okay? So, whilst we just wait for Amon, because I'm wanting him to... so I had the privilege of spending a lot of yesterday with Leslie, and I felt privileged by some of the aspects of what you shared. So before we get into this process, based on that conversation that we had and the breakthrough that you wanted to have, right? Before we've even gone anywhere, can you see something in this?
I'm still all those three things.
That's my point.
I'm still there. I'm stuck there.
Well, that's what you want to have a breakthrough in.
That's right.
Right. But this is where it came from. I want to join the dots. What you're feeling now as the adult,
Yes.
right? Is this from childhood? Yes?
But the circumstances are different?
Completely. But the essence is still the same.
Oh, that I've been dumped and I'm all this, and what was the other one? The mother accused me of being stupid. Yes, I see. The whole scenario played out again, just with different people.
Yeah, you see that? That's the point. Okay, good. So you've got the little girl running the show. Can you see that?
Oh, yes.
Because you've got to keep finding evidence that this is real.
Yes.
Okay, so that's my point.
I got lots of evidence.
Oh, I know. You weren't as good as I was, though. Okay, good. So, de-trigger process. So we'll work this through with whatever's going on for you as we go through this as a live example, okay? So, what's the what happened that you're triggered by?
You mean what in my daily life now triggers me?
You went from there to there because I said I wanted somebody who's got a live trigger.
That's right.
So use the thing that you're wanting to have a breakthrough in. You want to have a breakthrough in what?
In getting over the hurt from my past relationship.
Right, and what happened in your past relationship?
He was
Married for how many years?
23 years.
Yep.
Married 23 years, and right from the beginning of the engagement, he couldn't let go of his old girlfriend. And then when we broke up 2 years ago, now he's with his old girlfriend, and they're madly in love and happy.
Got it. That's the what happened.
That's what happened.
Okay, can you get that?
Yes.
That's the what happened. What did you make all of that mean?
I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not beautiful enough. And I got dumped because I didn't measure up. I'm inadequate in every which way.
Okay. Can you see that you've added all of that?
I've added that.
Can you see that? There's what happened.
Yes.
Married 23 years, la 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 la. That's the what happened.
Right.
Then I made that mean la 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 la. Can you see that you've added that? Let's just stick with yes or no.
Yes.
Got it. Like I don't want you to just placate the situation. Like
right.
Genuinely that landed.
Yes.
I added all of that.
Yes.
Based off your belief about yourself.
Right.
Got it. So there's what happened. What did you make it mean about yourself? Sorry, what happened? What did you make it mean? What did you make it mean about yourself? Is always one of the I am statements. Which one is more prevalent in this particular scenario? I'm what?
Petrified.
So the triggered situation that you experience, that's the primary one driving it?
It's hard to choose between the three.
I reckon it's devastated.
Okay.
Completely and utterly bloody devastated.
I could go with that.
Great. Okay, good. So, 110% of the time, once you know what you're... 120% of the time that you are triggered by anything, it is always one of the I am statements running the show. It is the unhealed wound from childhood, 120% of the time. So the power of this process is in step 3, always distinguishing which I am statement is running the show. Because it's got a little girl running. Okay? Right so far? Okay, good. So for 2 years, or however long it's been that you felt the stuckedness feeling, right? What you've been getting out of it is this. You get to be right about your perspective on the situation. And if you're right, you've got to make others wrong. You're justified about your point of view because look what happened. when you didn't feel as though you deserved it. You feel powerless to change the situation because it's happened. Yeah? And you don't have to be responsible for the state because you feel justified to feel the way that you've been feeling because of what was dealt to you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yes.
So that's what you've been getting out of it when you, in your words, felt stuck,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what you're not present to is the cost to you of however long it's been of feeling that way. So what are some of the costs?
I'm not in my zone.
Not in your zone?
I'm not accomplishing what I want in
Not-
my life.
So denying you of your dreams? But
I'm not attracting them. I can't go forward and have a new relationship and
can't.
attract a husband if I'm stuck here.
got it? What else?
I'm unhappy and I feel ill inside.
So a few costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were truly associated to those costs, do you not think that you'd move in a friggin' heartbeat?
I'm very quickly.
Do you think you would?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like you to entertain that today you've been getting more out of feeling stuck than you have out of what it's costed you.
Yes.
So all that's happened is for a year, 2 years, you've been getting mileage out of that behaviour, which is the default aspect, right? Because none of this is the truth. But you can have compassion and understand why you would have felt the way you felt, right? Because that's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah?
Right.
Devastated, hurt, petrified of the unknown, you know, after everything that you put into the marriage and blah, blah, blah. Yeah?
Right.
Can you see that?
Right.
Right. So most people can rattle off the cost, but they're not associated to the cost.
What do you mean they're not associated?
Well, if they join the dots and actually, because you just rattled off all those costs, right?
Yeah.
But you're not associated to them, because if you were, you'd move in a heartbeat. You're getting the cost here, but
Yes.
you're not getting the cost here.
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because when you associate to the cost,
Yes.
you don't tolerate not getting what you want.
Right. You say fuck it.
You beat your ass. I like it. You see that?
So how do I get associated to the
Well,
cost?
no. Let's have the conversation first. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, it's always payoffs costs. Okay, what happened? What'd you make it mean? What'd you make it mean about yourself? Got a little girl running the show. Getting more out of the payoffs than out of what it's costing you. Okay? The last piece is responsibility, choice, commitment. I have the ability to respond differently based on a choice, based on what I'm committed to. Passion, connectedness, and love is what I'd like you to entertain that you're committed to.
But am I not committed to those things because I've been in this other space? Has my behavior said, no, Leslie, you're not really committed to those 3 things. You're full of shit.
That one there. Full of shit, Leslie.
Yeah.
Full of shit. We need to land that today. You're not walking it. You're not walking love, connectedness, and passion.
That's right, I'm not.
That's the point, Leslie.
Yeah.
So, for you to have a breakthrough with feeling stuck, right, you've got to associate to the costs. Or not, right? You can drag it out for another year, another 2 years. Fill your boots, mate. You know? Or you can get to the point of going, fuck it, 2 years is enough.
It is, yeah.
The costs are too great. I'm committed to love, connectedness, and passion. That's who I am. So you've been a hypocrite around what you say you're committed to. That's all that's been going on. That's okay. It's not unique to you. It's a human thing. 7 billion other people doing it. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you can shift that state in a heartbeat because you've realised those costs are too great. Even one of those costs, Leslie, but not all of them, right? So people are disassociated from what it's costing them with any behaviour that's not serving them. So all I do is try and land what you're operating over the top of and what you're getting out of it. At the moment, what would be more authentic is that I'm actually more interested in sabotaging what I say I want in my life, because that's where the results are being produced. Can you see that?
Yes.
That's straighter. So great. I walked into Sally Anderson's workshop and I thought that I was committed. I thought that I was, you know, not trying to take the piss, right? But it was one of the 3 most fundamental things that changed my life more than anything. One is when I got the difference between wanting something and being committed to something. You've been wanting a marriage, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
but you haven't been committed to it.
No.
When you leave this workshop, boy, crikey, you're going to get committed to it, yeah? Second, I was disassociated from the cost. 30 years it took me, you've only done 2, I did 30 years of horrendous costs, but I was so disassociated from them. I could rattle them off, don't you worry. But I was so disassociated from them, which is why I tolerated them. Because I had to keep validating my identity about myself. You've got to keep creating instances in your life, Leslie, to validate the truth about this. No wonder you attracted the husband that you did. Perfect strategy from your default.
Right.
Can you see that?
Yes.
You've got to keep finding evidence that you're devastated and hurt and petrified. That's been your default reality most of your life.
Right. Yes, I see that.
Great. So, any time when you leave here, and this goes for Cora as well, or anybody that I've had the conversation with, or Carolina, or who I've had the conversation with today, or Amon, if you ever feel as though you falter and you feel as though you can't apply what I'm advocating, in that moment, call yourself on it. I'm doing confusion. We don't do confusion. We've got to get real clear about what's going on. Because when you're clear, you can take responsibility. Now that's fine. Look, if you want to get some mileage out of it, go, okay, I'm going to milk this for another hour. I'm going to give myself full permission to milk it for an hour, and then I'll probably take responsibility and I'll get off it. That's more responsible, right? Then, oh, why am I feeling stuck? Hello? Because it's feeding my identity about myself and I don't get to get what I want because I've got to keep feeling this. Because that's my reality when we're feeling disempowered. Can you see that? Yeah, because I really want this to land for you. You didn't come all the way from fucking Canada for nothing. Do you want to go get a pen and pen? Okay.
Am up in here?
Okay. So, to recap the de-trigger process, is this landing for people? There's the what happens. We automatically go into step 2 and 3 of what we make it mean and what we make it mean about ourselves, and it has no truth but the truth to which we're given it. I'm not undermining it feeling like the truth because we've fed it for so bloody long. But it was never the truth in the first place. Can you see that? The power of awareness-based training is when you interrupt every single thought that you have. And then you get people who go, do you mean to say, Sally, that I've got to monitor every single thought I have every single day for the rest of my life? I go, yes! And then they go, oh God, that feels so hard. Nothing ever again can be hard unless, nothing can be hard unless you're making it hard. You can never have a bad day ever again unless you're making it mean something about why the day is bad. It just is what it is. Yes? Okay, good. So, what happened was, you made it mean a hell of a lot of things. It validated your listening over here, which is where your default started. For the last 2 years or whatever that you felt stuck, you've been getting more out of the payoffs than out of what it's costing you. The breakthrough is to actually get present to what it's costing you today, to flip the fuck it switch. And then I've got the ability to respond differently based on getting present to these costs and actually, when I leave here, I'm going to be a woman of my word. I'm going to be a woman who walks what she says she's committed to. And then out of that, we'll produce those results. And nothing from your past can impact your future. And just like Cora, that was a perfect life apprenticeship for you to teach what you teach, has it not been?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, stop hiding out, get on the bloody Keynote Speakers Network, because she actually runs her own Keynote Speaker Bureau. Hello. Might need to talk to Cora about speaking in Canada. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hear that?
Yes.
Yes. Would you like to speak in Canada?
They speak English, yes.
In some areas, do they speak English? In some areas, they have English.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the French.
We also speak French, but just the jerks in Quebec.